Imagine waking up in a place where stepping outside your door is like flipping a coin. Heads, you make it home. Tails, you become another name in the news. While most of us complain about slow Wi-Fi, cold coffee, or traffic that crawls like a lazy snail, there are cities in this world where people's biggest problem is staying alive until sunset. That's not exaggeration. It's their normal. In some of these places, danger doesn't knock. It walks beside you every day, like a shadow that never leaves. Every year, millions of people live trapped in cities where the sound of gunfire replaces morning alarms and the night brings not peace, but fear. In Tijuana, Caracas, or Port Moresby, life is not measured in years, but in moments of survival. And yet, people there still smile, still try to live, still hope, because what else can they do? Meanwhile, we throw fits when the AC breaks down or our phone battery dies at 12%. The truth is, many of us in safe, comfortable places have forgotten what real struggle looks like. Think about it. When was the last time you feared going to the grocery store, not because of prices, but because you might not come back? When was the last time you heard your neighbors talking about how to avoid stray bullets instead of which restaurant has better pizza? For some people, this isn't a movie scene. It's daily life. So, before you call your life hell, take a closer look at what real hell looks like. Today, we're traveling, not for fun, not for sightseeing, but to peek inside the world's most hazardous cities. What you'll see might just make you thank your lucky stars for every dull, ordinary, peaceful day you have. Tijuana, Mexico, a city that sits just across the border from San Diego. From a distance, it looks colorful, lively, full of music and street food. But beneath that noise and brightness hides a darker truth. Tijuana isn't famous for its beaches or tacos anymore. It's known for something far more chilling. It's one of the deadliest cities in the world. Imagine living in a place where every street corner could belong to a different gang, and crossing the wrong one could cost you your life. That's the daily reality for many people here. The homicide rate in Tijuana is among the highest on the planet, around 138 murders for every 100,000 people. Most of the violence comes from brutal turf wars between drug cartels, fighting for control like wolves tearing each other apart. But in between them are innocent people just trying to live a normal life. Parents walking their kids to school, workers trying to earn a day's pay, shop owners praying they can close their doors safely at night. The fear never really leaves. It's like breathing polluted air. Invisible, but always there. For many locals, safety is a luxury. They plan routes home not based on traffic, but on which neighborhoods had gunfire the night before. The idea of walking freely after dark doesn't exist anymore. People still laugh, still love, still dance, but always with one eye open. Now, think about this. We get frustrated when we're stuck in the traffic, cursing the delay. In Tijuana, a delay could mean getting caught in a crossfire. While we worry about being late for work, they worry about not coming back at all. It's a harsh reminder that comfort isn't something everyone gets. For some, survival itself is a full-time job. Caracas, Venezuela. A city that was once known for its beauty, music, and charm, now feels like a broken dream. Imagine living in a place where stepping out to buy bread feels like walking into a war zone. That's Caracas today. The city has been swallowed by crime, poverty, and chaos. The smell of fear lingers in the air like smoke that never clears. For most people there, survival isn't about chasing dreams. It's about making it through the day without being robbed, kidnapped, or worse. The homicide rate has remained among the highest in the world, and danger comes in every form. Armed gangs, corrupt police, desperate thieves. People line up for hours just to buy food or medicine, and many times they go home empty-handed. Imagine going to the store knowing that even if you find something to buy, someone might follow you home to take it from you. That's the kind of constant tension people live with. Streets that once echoed with music and laughter now echo with silence after dark. Doors are locked, windows are barred, and hope is running thin. Yet, somehow, people in Caracas still find reasons to smile. Children still play in alleys. Mothers still cook when they can. Life continues, even when it hurts to keep going. And that's what makes it even more heartbreaking. They don't complain, they just endure. Meanwhile, in safer corners of the world, people lose patience over a slow internet connection or get angry when their food delivery takes too long. But in Caracas, a late delivery might mean a missing person. It's hard to call your life miserable when others are fighting every single day just to stay alive. Comfort, when compared side by side, suddenly feels like a miracle. Memphis, Tennessee. A city many Americans know for its rich music history, the birthplace of blues and rock and roll. But behind that rhythm and charm lies another story, one that doesn't make it to the tourist brochures. In recent years, Memphis has quietly earned a spot among America's most dangerous cities. Nearly 400 people were murdered in 2023 alone. Think about that. Families losing loved ones almost every single day in a country that's supposed to be one of the safest on earth. For people living in the rougher parts of Memphis, gunfire isn't shocking anymore. It's background noise, like passing traffic. Children learn to duck at loud sounds before they even learn to spell their names. Stores close early, not because of holidays, but because people are scared to stay open after dark. Police sirens, flashing lights, and memorial candles have become part of the city's rhythm, a sad remix of what Memphis once stood for. Most of the violence is rooted in poverty, drugs, and hopelessness. Jobs are scarce, opportunities even scarcer. When people feel trapped, they start fighting the world around them, sometimes even their own neighbors. Yet in the middle of all this, there are still people trying to make things better. Pastors running youth centers, mothers starting neighborhood watches, kids dreaming of growing up somewhere safer. The soul of the city isn't dead, it's just tired. And here's where perspective kicks in. Many Americans complain about living in boring towns or small cities that have nothing to do. But maybe boring isn't so bad, because boredom doesn't kill you. In Memphis, some people would trade anything for a little boredom, a night without sirens, a morning without fear, a place where peace isn't something you have to fight for. Pietermaritzburg, South Africa. The name sounds peaceful, almost poetic, but the reality is far from it. The city is often described as one of the most dangerous in South Africa, a country already fighting a heavy battle with crime. Here, safety isn't a right, it's a privilege. Walking down the street after sunset can feel like walking through a minefield where every wrong turn could end in disaster. The crime rate is sky high. Robberies, assaults, and carjackings are so common that people have stopped being shocked by them. Fear has become part of the daily routine, like brushing your teeth or checking your phone. In Pietermaritzburg, people live behind tall walls topped with electric wires. Every home looks like a small fortress, not because people are rich, but because they have no choice. When the power cuts out, and it does often, the streets go dark and the silence becomes dangerous. Darkness gives courage to criminals, and every flicker of a candle feels like a risk. For many, life revolves around caution. Locking doors, checking mirrors, texting family when they arrive home safely. Still, you'll find life pushing through the cracks. Kids run around barefoot playing soccer on dusty roads. Mothers chat over fences, pretending the world outside isn't broken. People still go to work, still laugh, still hope. Because what else can they do? But the fear never fully leaves. It just hides in the corners, waiting for nightfall. Now, compare that to where you live. You walk your dog without looking over your shoulder. You sleep with your windows open. You complain when the streetlight flickers. In Pietermaritzburg, people would call that paradise. It's a city that teaches one truth the hard way. Peace is invisible until it's gone. San Pedro Sula, Honduras, a city that was once called the murder capital of the world. For years, this place carried a dark crown that no one wanted. Imagine growing up in a city where danger is not a possibility but a promise, where kids don't dream about becoming astronauts or athletes, they dream about making it to adulthood. San Pedro Sula is a city trapped in a cycle of poverty, corruption, and gang control. Violence doesn't come from far away. It's right there, in the same streets where children play and families shop for groceries. Gangs rule entire neighborhoods like small governments. They decide who enters, who leaves, and who lives. For many, refusing to join them isn't bravery. It's a death sentence. Families live in constant fear of being caught in the middle of fights and between rival groups. Some parents send their children away just to keep them alive. And while the city has seen some improvement in recent years, the scars run deep. The sound of gunfire, the sight of graffiti marking gang territories, and the stories whispered in fear are all reminders that peace here is fragile. People try to live normal lives, but normal has a different meaning in San Pedro Sula. It means checking the street before you step outside, avoiding certain routes, and praying your loved ones make it home at night. Yet, through all the fear, you'll still find resilience. Small businesses opening their doors, children laughing, neighbors sharing meals. Humanity refuses to die, even in a place where hope has been bruised over and over again. So, next time you grumble about your boring neighborhood or your slow week, remember, in San Pedro Sula, boredom could save a life. Peace there isn't dull, it's divine. Ciudad, Juárez, Mexico, a city that sits right across from El Paso, Texas, divided only by a narrow river and a tall fence. But that fence might as well separate two different worlds. On one side, people complain about long work hours and rising rent. On the other, people go to sleep wondering if they'll wake up to gunfire. Ciudad Juárez has lived through years of violence tied to drug cartels and organized crime. The city's murder rate has often ranked among the highest in the world. Here, every street tells a story, and most of those stories end in tragedy. For many residents, daily life feels like walking through a field of landmines. You never know when trouble will strike. Gangs fight for control, police struggle to maintain order, and ordinary families are left trying to survive between it all. People build tall walls around their homes, not to show wealth, but to keep danger out. Children grow up learning which streets to avoid, which sounds mean trouble, and how to stay invisible when things go bad. Yet, despite the darkness, Juárez still breathes with life. Markets are full of color, laughter, and the smell of fresh tortillas. There are moments of warmth, of community, of people refusing to give up. That's the strange thing about cities like this. Hope doesn't die easily, even when surrounded by fear. Now, imagine this. Just a few steps across the border, people are annoyed because their packages are delayed or their coffee order isn't perfect. It's almost absurd how two worlds can exist so close, yet feel galaxies apart. Ciudad Juárez stands as a reminder that comfort is fragile, and safety, the thing so many take for granted, is the most valuable currency in the world. Natal, Brazil, a city that looks like a postcard at first glance. Golden beaches, palm trees swaying, the sound of waves that could calm any soul. But behind that paradise lies a darker truth most tourists never see. Natal is one of Brazil's most dangerous cities, with one of the highest murder rates in the country. The same roads that lead to the beach also lead to neighborhoods where gunshots echo through the night. It's a place where the ocean may be calm, but human life isn't. In many parts of Natal, crime is not a headline. It's a routine. Gangs fight over drug routes, poor families live trapped in the middle, and police corruption only makes things worse. Most people there know someone who has been robbed, attacked, or killed. For them, safety isn't a right, it's a rare blessing. Even walking to work or waiting for a bus can feel like taking a gamble with fate. Families warn their children not to wear anything that looks expensive. A shiny phone or new shoes could make them a target. Still, life goes on. You'll find locals laughing on doorsteps, playing football on the beach, sharing food with neighbors. Brazilians have this unbreakable spirit. Even in chaos, they find ways to celebrate life. That's what makes Natal both heartbreaking and inspiring. Now compare that with a quiet American suburb, where people complain about their slow mail or their neighbor's loud dog. In Natal, silence means something very different. It means people are hiding, waiting for danger to pass. Paradise and pain live side by side there, proving that beauty doesn't always mean safety. The beaches might shine, but beneath that shimmer lies a city constantly fighting for the right to live another day. Fortaleza, Brazil, a city famous for its beaches, vibrant music, and carnival energy. To the outsider, it looks like a place made for vacations, full of color and life. But underneath that carnival mask lies a harsh reality. Fortaleza is one of Brazil's most dangerous cities, with violence that touches almost every corner. Gunfire, robberies, and gang conflicts are part of daily life for many residents. While tourists enjoy the sun, locals are constantly calculating risks just to get through the day. Life in Fortaleza is a balancing act between enjoying what you can and avoiding what could hurt you. People plan every move carefully: which street to take, which bus to ride, which areas to avoid after dark. A night out with friends isn't just fun, it can be a gamble. Gangs fight over neighborhoods, and police are often stretched too thin to stop the chaos. Simple tasks like going to the store or picking up kids from school carry invisible threats. Yet, Fortaleza's people keep living. Children play soccer on dusty streets, families cook together in cramped homes, neighbors help each other survive. Even in danger, the city's spirit refuses to die. Laughter still echoes through the alleys, music still drifts from open windows, and hope, however fragile, persists. Think about that compared to life in America. Complaints about long lines or slow internet seem almost absurd when people in Fortaleza are dodging bullets just to reach home safely. Paradise for tourists can be survival for locals. It's a city where beauty and danger exist side by side, where a sunny day at the beach doesn't erase the fear that lingers in the shadows. Fortaleza is a reminder that life isn't just about comfort. Sometimes it's about daring to live despite the risks. St. Louis, Missouri. A city many Americans have heard of, but few truly understand the reality of life there. Known for its sports teams, art, and history, St. Louis hides a darker side. Some neighborhoods have some of the highest murder rates in the country, with violence touching the lives of families every day. For many residents, danger isn't something they read about in the news. It's part of the rhythm of their lives. Walking down certain streets can feel like stepping into a storm where trouble waits around every corner. Violence in St. Louis is often tied to poverty, gangs, and lack of opportunities. Jobs are scarce in many areas, and schools sometimes fail to provide a safe environment. Families live cautiously, planning routes, checking who's around, and keeping their doors locked. Children learn early that not every adult on the street can be trusted, and parents hope that their kids make it home safe each day. Even simple errands, buying groceries, visiting a friend, come with an awareness that danger could be anywhere. Yet, despite this, the city's people continue to push forward. Neighborhoods hold community events, churches run programs to support youth, and people still find reasons to laugh and celebrate. Life in St. Louis is a mix of struggle and resilience, a place where danger exists, but the human spirit refuses to disappear. Now think about your life for a moment. Complaining about slow traffic, bad coffee, or a long workday seems almost silly compared to walking home in fear of violence. St. Louis reminds us that comfort is not universal. Safety is a gift, and being able to live without constant fear is something many take for granted. It's a city that shows life can be harsh, even in a developed country, and makes you appreciate the ordinary, peaceful moments you might normally overlook. We've just taken a journey through 10 of the most dangerous cities in the world, and if you're sitting there thinking your life is tough, it's time for a reality check. From Tijuana to St. Louis, people live every day with threats that most of us couldn't even imagine. Gunfire replaces silence, gangs replace traffic jams, and simply leaving the house can be a gamble. These cities remind us that life isn't guaranteed. Safety, peace, and even food are privileges, not rights. Yet, even in the darkest corners, life finds a way. Children still play, families still cook together, and communities still support each other. People don't give up, even when the odds are stacked against them. That resilience is both inspiring and humbling. It's a reminder that comfort is often invisible until it's gone, and the small annoyances we complain about, slow internet, long lines, or traffic jams, pale in comparison to what many people face every single day. So what can we take from this? Maybe it's a sense of gratitude, a little perspective, or even a motivation to do more with the safety and opportunities we have. Life doesn't have to be perfect to be worth living, but it helps to remember that it could always be worse. These cities teach us that survival is an everyday challenge, and that every quiet, safe morning is a blessing. Before you click away, take a moment to think about one thing you're grateful for today. A warm bed, food on the table, or even just walking outside without fear. Life may not be perfect, but it's a gift. And if this video opened your eyes, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs a little perspective. Sometimes, all it takes is seeing the world through another lens to realize how lucky we really are.